Hey, what's up guys, Tony here. And does that ever happen to you when you're playing Rush or Conquest and some guy in a chopper or in a jet is just making your life a living hell? That's kind of what happened last night. The Golf Squad guys, Fake Thriller, Snoo, Veggie, and myself, we all got together. It had been a while since we just played together for some fun, and we got together last night. We were playing, at first it was a team, ooh, goodness me, it was like Team Rush, I think is what it's called. Watch what happens right here. This has happened to me a lot right now. Uh-oh, blanked out, and then, oh, reappears. You like went to warp and whatever. That's been happening a lot. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with my connection to the Battlefield servers. Thankfully, though, I was able to hold on and not crash into the water. That would have been very unfortunate. But anyways, Chris and Sue were practicing for the PTFO tournament that's coming up. And so Veggie and I jumped on and we played with them. But after a while, we got a little tired of just, playing Squad Rush. So we opted to move into some pub stomping, and we did some Rush. Under, I think it was my suggestion. I was like, let's do some Rush. And I had no intention of flying tonight because I really haven't been playing a lot of Battlefield as of late. I've been playing some baseball, a lot of DC, and I just picked up Red Dead Redemption again, and I'm really considering on doing a Let's Play of that. And if I honestly do a Let's Play and like stick with it, that'll be like the only video that I'll focus on for a while. The only series of videos. So that's why I'm apprehensive about getting into that, just because of the fact that I have a very diverse variety on my channel, and I like to stay with that variety, and so I have a hard time breaking that mold and be like, I'm gonna post this and only this for the next 2 weeks or whatever, Anyways, I got to thinking, and I was gonna do a commentary on this a while back, and I had the video prepared and I just never really got around to doing it. But it's my idea is that the FPS game, the genre, or pretty much any game, depends on how much you play it, but playing a video game is like working a muscle, Like if you're out of shape, or if you say, like, we'll take a sport for instance, like basketball or baseball, whatever sport you play. If you don't play it for a while, when you get back to it, you have the coordination, like you can do the things. So for me, I'll take baseball. I can hit, I can throw, I can pitch, I can play the infield, I can do all the basics, but there's a level of fine-tuning that's just not there. And so that's how I feel right now for me with Battlefield 3. I know how to play the game. I'm proficient enough to be successful in the game, but there's so much adjustments, fine adjustments, not only like motor skills, but visual, because like right here, this is the first time that happens, and it happens later on, where I actually lose, like I couldn't see the A10 on the ground, so I've lost that fine visual acuity to see those, the aircraft as it flies on the ground. I just lost it, I'm just like, okay. And then sometimes my aim is less than perfect, and sometimes my approach to targets is less than perfect. And that's, like I said, that's just the fine tuning that you lose when you don't play a game for a certain amount of time. And that's certainly what's been going on. And I know a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have no other first-person shooter to play, so that's pretty much all I've ever done. Here's a tip for you guys. If you're ever flying in a jet and you come across a helicopter, don't turn with them like I did right there. Instead of going around to turn with him and get into a fight, because he's typically going to have two people, I'm going to go after that other target, put some distance between myself and the chopper, and then come back at him and keep coming back at him. Because basically good pilots now understand that their missiles are very powerful, and if they shoot in up close, if you're close range to a chopper and he's able to get a missile lock and shoot on you, as you saw, even though I flared, I still got hit. So my approach to choppers now, two things I like to do: shoot from a distance like this, make strafing runs, especially with these aircraft in Rush. They have very powerful cannons, take down choppers very quickly. The F-18 and the Su-25, not as powerful. Anyways, and then the other thing I do is the tactical advantage that you have against a helicopter is you can climb in a jet, and that's something that the helicopter cannot match you. So if you get into a fight with a helicopter, make a run at him, climb, but be wary of the ceiling, because if you hit that ceiling and you stall, your ass is grass. that chopper will shoot you down very quickly, so be wary of that. So go at them strafing runs, climb to avoid their missile locks and their gunner, because they can't, you know, if they're going to start looking up, then the helicopter's going to start drifting back and become susceptible to other forms of attack. So you'll see me employ that tactic a couple of times when I get into a helicopter versus a jet fight here in a bit. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, that's right, I wrote some notes for here. I got thinking about this last night too when I was playing this. All good teams need at least one good chopper pilot and one good jet pilot. So if you guys are out there, and I haven't plugged HUPIT in a long time, and it's funny that I bring it up because it was brought up a couple of days ago to me, because my buddy Tan was just like, hey, do you go on HUPIT anymore? And I told him, no, actually I don't. If you don't know what HUPIT is, it was started by Woody's Gamertag and I think one other guy, and it stands for Helping Unite Players into Teams, and it was a place to go. And at the time when I found it like 2 years ago, it was rather revolutionary. People would go on there, they would share gamer tags, and people would say, hey, look, I'm looking for people to play with now, or you're looking for clan members, you know. And that's how I met a lot of the guys that I play with now. You just go on there, you look for people who are kind of like yourself. Most of these people are kind of like yourself. If you want to, this is what I'm talking about, but I lost the visual. I couldn't find. Actually, I couldn't imagine he was going to crash into the ground. I kind of figured he was going to pull up too, so I was waiting for him to pull up and make himself more visible to me. So, anyways, going back on the HUPIT, it's a great place to go if you want to meet like-minded players and get good teammates. Because I know, for me, I absolutely hate playing by myself. So here I am, I'm playing that tactic of climbing. I'm going to come up and I'm going to come down on the helicopter. And luckily for me, he just was like, I don't want to deal with that guy. And he gave me free shots on him. So I'll put a link to HUPIT in the description if you guys want to take a look at it. If you guys are having a hard time playing, it's a worthwhile website. And it's not only for COD stuff. That's pretty much what it was based on when it first was started. But I found actually Veggie, the guy I play with a lot now, I found him through HUPIT, and he was playing Medal of Honor Tier 1. So that's just goes to show you that it wasn't necessarily all Call of Duty based people, but I did find a majority of the people that I play with because of COD. So I want to transition to the last thing on my list here, and this is the GameSpeak podcast. You may have heard about it if you're subscribed to Shusibang as well. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. for me, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a podcast. And it's going to be a weekly thing on Tuesdays, every Tuesday for probably 4, I don't mean like 4, like 4 a couple of hours. Not the number 4, but 4 a couple of hours. So if you're around, it's going to be put on YouTube, and it's going to be streamed live on YouTube, and then of course it'll be recorded and saved and all that stuff, so you can watch it later if you can't catch it live. So anyways, the one thing that's really cool is that just today we're coming up with topics, things we want to talk about, and it's looking like Project PTFO is going to be the one thing, and then we're going to probably talk about Battlefield. Obviously, we're big Battlefield guys. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through the comment section and we're going to take your topics. So if you've got topics that you want to discuss, you can put them in this comment section, and I'll jot them down, or you can put them in the comment section of the future videos, and we'll go ahead and discuss those topics. It's kind of going to be one of those very interactive podcasts. That way you guys, get a sense of, like, hey, we can contribute to this, to the podcast, to what's going on, with the channel and stuff. So here we go again. I'm getting in this chopper battle, and this is what I'm talking about. He's climbing. This guy wants to shoot me down really bad, so he's climbing, and that's what he does. So I climbed. I'm like, okay, I'm getting kind of close to the service ceiling of this aircraft, so I'm being very wary of that. I don't want to stall because it's going to pretty much be my death. And there he is. See, he's coming up to get me. And it's at this point that I'm like, okay, you know what? This fight is not going where I want to go. I'm going to hit the service ceiling here pretty soon. So I'm going to get out of here. And I see that tank down there. I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity to shoot at something else. And that's what I do. I go ahead and take on this tank and I leave the helicopter in my jet stream. And I go and take off. This is where it bites me in the ass. I didn't see that guy eject, and so I'm going after him, and then I hit him. Boom. Now I'm done. I don't have maintenance on. Don't have fire extinguisher. So I have to bail out. Sad day. But not too bad for being kind of rusty at Battlefield 3, especially flying. I so wanted this to happen. I was so hoping this was going to happen. I was kind of bummed out. So, anyways, guys, tomorrow, if you guys are interested, the podcast is going to be on the GameSpeak channel. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys. And I go 7-2. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you later.